everyone, and welcome back to another video about the amazing The Final Battle 1945 mod, which goes a bit into the last days of World War II and a bit also into what would have been if it would have gone on for a bit longer, as there are quite a couple of units that didn't really see combat service in this, but were built. So it's not a big, oh, there's a mouse thing, but yeah, there are a couple of wild units in here. And we're gonna cover the German ones, because this is where all the Wehrbu stuff is right next to your classic Volkssturm and your Hitlerjugend. So this has some really interesting German decks. And yeah, let's start with Kampfgruppe Bayerlein here, which is one of those really wild decks that has a pretty amazing mix and a couple of really cool new units in the air tab and in the anti-tank tab. We're gonna come to those in a minute. So let's start with the BMW classic units here from the base game. You get classic Aufklärer, Kratzschützen with 12-man squad, double MG, carbine, Panzerfaust, mech, which is a fantastic commando unit here, coming around as well for Kampfgruppe Bayerlein. Aufklärungspanzer 4 and the classic, the best recon unit out there, the Aufklärungspanzer D. Perfect for infiltration tactics, if you believe the new Tiger tank video. So yeah, infantry comes with the Hitlerjugend 6-man squads that only have 4 weapons to shoot with at enemy infantry, but have double Panzerfaust and can come in traction. So that's the one good thing about them. They can rush forward there. The infantry slots here really limited. Volkssturm 60-man squads with 14 rifles, 2 Panzerfausts. Pioneers, the Panzerfaust 100 having a bit more pen and a bit more range. 150 range versus 125 and 250 versus 240 pen here. Both deal 10 damage. Pioneer Führer, classic. Sturmgrenadier with a lot of MP44s pushing in here as well. Sturm Pioneers, the classics. Classic Pioneers. Panzergrenadier 1945 with only a 7-man squad. Manpower is short, but still double MJ42, so still a decent one. Price 25 points. Balance in this mod obviously is not the key thing, but it's still pretty decent. SS Jagdverband with Beretta and MP44s and double TNT. These guys blow things up. That's pretty beautiful as well. Volksgrenadier with double MG42 and double MP44, so decent weapon loader as well. Once more, manpower issues showing up with the 8-man strength. The Leer Panzergrenadier with Panzerschreck, and the double MG42, 3 MP40s, so solid squad as well, and then normal Panzergrenadiers here coming in as well. Tanks are Panzer IVs and Panthers, the base one that you know from the base game. Borgwarts coming in, so the memes go on. The Sturmtiger show up here as well. Ersatz MG and normal MG. And then in the anti-tank tab, we have Jagdpanthers, we have Nashorns, we have Pak 40s, and we have Jagdtiger carriers and the normal Jagdtiger. And both of these have the same stats, obviously. No, actually, this one is cheaper for some reason. Okay. I guess, yeah, this one comes at 1 vet and it's cheaper. So, but yeah, this one comes at 0 vet, but you can get better availability of it. Thing is, the stats on the unit are the same, and that is 2,500 meter range on the main gun, and that is something we don't have usually in Steel Division. Like, usually Steel Division is capped at 2,000 meters, so this thing has extra anti-tank gun range and has 265mm pen on min range, so this thing can hurt the enemy quite badly. Has only 3 rounds per minute, as would be to be expected with a massive gun like this. 12 damage though, one shots everything, so that is quite big. And yeah, the 40% accuracy is fine with that range, as range scaling helps out as well. And yeah, so you have these really, really big boys. The frontal armor 240mm. So these are hard to kill. They aren't the fastest, obviously, but they still do fine. And yeah, they can come for the enemy quite nice. In the AA, we have classic Gepard and Flak 41s. And we have a new unit, the Föhngerät, which is also a new unit type. It's anti-air rockets. Not anti-air missiles, like we have in Warno, for example. No, these are anti-air unguided rockets. So this thing shoots at 1000 meter range, so the range is really limited there. But when something flies directly over this shoots a lot of rockets out there, and it does pretty good damage. The range is super short, but it's a really nice meme unit as well. And it, yeah, just fires unguided rockets there and tries to hit the enemy. And if it does, it gets them shut down relatively quickly. And artillery, you have A4 missile off-map artillery that can come in big. You have Kalgerate off-map, like a lot of off-map here, and then a couple of the classic guns. And then in the air tab, you start with an Arado recon plane. You go into Ju-87 D5s, and then you go jet only. From there on out, you have Arados with 500 kg bombs, 1000 kg bombs, with the mix of both. And then you have the Me262. 850 kilometers speed, 2 30mm nose guns, great availability. 2 cards there. Me262A2 with a 500 kg bomb, and one with 250 kg bombs. So this is where the jets come in, and yeah, these are pretty dope. Really, really cool to see the Me262 in Steel Division 2. Like, this is where the mod really comes to shine in my eyes. Stuff like this and the Jagdtiger next to Japanese, which I always wanted in Steel Division. So this is big. I really love the mod for having these kind of units. And yeah, Bayerlein has a lot of them, but that doesn't mean Bayerlein has all the units. So yeah, Bayerlein, by the way, yeah, being like the leftover of Panzer and counterattack towards Berlin to help out, get all of that done, which obviously didn't really go so well. Festung Berlin is the next unit. That one is not having all that many glorious units. You have recon units with the makeshift MPs here, MP 308, with high Hitlerjugendaufklärer, normal Aufklärer, Kratzschützen. And in the infantry tab, you have Grenadier 1945 with at least still one MG42, but down to 6 men. You have the Hitlerjugend guys here once more with one MG34 and then 2 Panzerfaust. SS-Polizei with one MP507 and a Browning Polish gun. And yeah, security and disheartened trade. At least 10 men scored here for 15 points. Volkssturm, 16 men with 14 rifles coming around again. The second Volkssturm unit with some MPs, 12 men squad. Still a Panzerfaust. One guy that doesn't have any weapon, I guess. Doesn't show up like that. But there's... Oh no, that's 11 weapons plus Panzerfaust. Yeah, 11 weapons plus Panzerfaust. Kriegsmarine, Marineinfanterie. Those are kinda okay. But yeah, MG43, some Bergmanns. There they go. Pioneer Führer, classic. Volksstoßtruppe, being disheartened here with just SMGs. And yeah, going around here with just that. Grenadiers, Pioneers, Panzer Grenadiers 1945, the 7-man squad. As they're running out of units. Stoßtruppen Panzerfaust. Panzerfaust 250. Trying to get in there. 200 meter range. Good penetration. And MP44s, MP40s, and some sniper rifles. And then we have Volksgrenadiers with a Panzerfaust 100 and MG42s and some MP44s. So MP44s showing up a bit more. Grenadier Charlemagne, the trench that were at the Reichstag with MG42s, MP44s, and MP40s. So these are fanatical because, yeah, they did hold out till the end. Panzerschreck coming around, 8-man squad, a solid one. Cool loadout there. Hitlerjugend MG is just 2 guys with an MG in a 6-man squad. So yeah, they have the false flag trait actually, which is interesting as well because 4 of them are unarmed. And yeah, they have 2 MG42s. The rest of the guys picks up the weapons when it goes and helps out guys loading them. And then PanzerKorps, Lieutenant Adolf Hitler, MG42s, 10-man strength with more rifles. Like there is something. Yeah, they have MP44s 40s that they can switch to. These guys wield double. Interesting. I actually have no idea how that works if they switch to carbines and then switch to MP40s. I guess they just shoot everything at minimum range. I'm not sure. But yeah, these guys have a lot of firepower. And then Begleitkommando is a really strong infantry unit with a lot of MP44 and 3 MG42s. Like this is at 2-vet, a pretty strong unit as well. Brandenburger showing up once more as well, though in a bit of a different loadout with MG42s and then the MP507s. And then Fallschirmjäger 1945 with a sniper rifle and 2 MG42s and some MP44s. 7-man squad only though. But yeah, the infantry here, really interesting. Tank tab, pretty interesting as well. Panzer IV, the Panzer IV L90, Panzer IV L70 with the tank destroyer gun. So yeah, good gun here. Coming around strong. And then Panzer A, Panther G, and 1 card of King Tigers. So yeah, solid units there. MG42s, MG08, and IG33 in the support tab. Anti-tank guns, PaK-40s, PaK-43s, some others, some Hitlerjugend with the Panzerfaust 250 at least, and a Panzerschreck team. You get the Fliegerfaust, Fliegerfaust B, short range and anti-air rockets, Fliegerjäger with double Fliegerfausts, and then you get Flak 4188. You get the good one with the high rate of fire. Yeah, I believe it is. Yeah, slightly higher rate of fire, and you get the Kugelblitz. So yeah, Kugelblitz getting into action here as well. So as I said, it's a bit of a wereboo this to some extent, but it's not completely insane. And then the ATAP, you get some TARs and some Me262s and some Me262A1 with rockets here. Air-to-air rockets, that is. So I'm interested to see how good these work. It's a 500-meter range, but yeah, and I guess in head-ons these are really solid. So they do pretty good damage. This sounds pretty scary. And the TAR 152 is going around here as well. The allied divisions have similarly strong units around added as well, guys. This is not base game. Like, there's a lot of wild things going around. But yeah, this is the Festung. Let's move on to the next division, which is the 1st SS Panzerkorps down in Hungary. And yeah, let's have a look here, where you start with a lot of the classic recon vehicles. You get some Kraftschützen, which 12-man strength can come in a half-track. And yeah, double MG34. This is a good fighting recon squad. You get some Hungarians as well. You get a Aufklärer with no transports. Slots are a bit hard. Infantry slots are pretty limited as well, where you get Löwesch 45 with the anti-tank rocket launcher, Soluthorns, 8-man strength only though. Normal Löwesch with the 12-man strength. And then the different leaders, the Grenadier for 45 gets MP44s and a Panzerschreck, so that's a pretty good one. Classic Pioneers, Panzer Grenadier 45 we have seen now a couple of times. 7-man strength, normal Panzer Grenadiers, Panzer Grenadier HJ Gets an MP44 instead of a MP40 there, so that's nice as well. Next to Fanatical. And then the PanzerKorps with these MPs on the back, so interesting unit there as well. D34 42s from the Germans. Trinis next to that, so some nice light tanks. Panzer IVs, D34 85 coming around as well. Then another Panzer IV L70 with the long gun. Panthers and 3 cards of King Tigers again. So yeah, big Tonk division. Sturmtiger, Stuttgart zu Fuß, and Grille here. The Flammenpanzer coming around as well, so solid support up here as well. Erdkampflafette with the big 20mm ground-based AA, the Flieger MG, or Flieger Kanone, mounted as a ground-based kind of MG with 20mm. So that's nice as well. And then at the tank, the Jagdpanzer 38TE packs and Jagdpanther coming around. And we have this big Hungarian tool, the 44M, to shoot at enemy tanks here with 300mm penetration at 1000 meter range. The range is maybe a bit over-represented, but yeah, good meme unit. 12 damage as well, so this thing blows things up. Anti-air, we have Nimrods, we have Wirbelwagen, we have Wirbelwind, so decent options there. Flak 43 as well, but slots are rough. And artillery is a pretty classic one. No big Hungarian gun, that's a bit unfortunate, but Vesper, Hummel, mortars, all the classics. And the air is pretty classic as well. J87, Fokker Wolves, D9s is the top end, which is pretty good. And Heinkel 111 still coming around here with 250 kilogram bombs, trying to get some bomb through. And Fokker Wolves then with Panzer Blitz and anti-tank rockets here under the wings as well. So yeah, interesting little air tab, but nothing special. The focus lies on the tanks and a bit on the infantry here, though slots on most German divisions due to depleted manpower being pretty low. Infantry division next. There we should have a bit more of those. We have 250/9s. We have Fusiliers, Aufklärers, and Scharfschützen. The Aufklärers can't come in anything special, neither can the Fusiliers. We have Grenadier 45, 6-man squad with the MG42. We have Grenadier Panzerfaust, classic 9-man squad, Sicherungs with the Granatbüchse. Pretty solid squad there. Schauschatt MG, Pionierführer standard, Sturmpioneers standard, Begleitgrenadiers with a 12-man squad, shock and tank rider here, with the MP44s. Pretty solid unit like that. Grenadier Führer 45 here shows up once more. Panzergrenadier 45 shows up once more. The Volksgrenadier with the 8-man. Actually, just a bit better version here. 7-man squad up here. Though they have more rifles again. The Panzergrenadiers having MP40s as fallback weapons. Yeah, these guys there, everybody has one weapon, but you have MP44s. The Lair Panzergrenadiers here, the Panzerschreck, MG42s, 10-man squad, solid one. And then the Fallschirmjäger 1945, again 7-man squad, but with a sniper rifle and double MG42. So good slots here, and you can fill that out. And then tank tab still has Panthers, and then Stuks and Panzer IVs, but only one card of Panthers. You can't choose it freely though. Sturmtiger showing up once more. And Grille auf Ausführung K coming around, 150mm gun moving around. And the tank guns, you get the Jagdpanzer IVs with the short barrel though. And the Jagdpanthers. And the PAV 600 here. 140mm pen. Only 1500 meter range, but the penetration is good. The only fires heat there. HE rounds can be shot as well though. The rate of fire is okay as well, so this thing is pretty fine. And then you have Flak 36s. You have good artillery, good off map, and you have another rocket plane. The HE-162 coming up here with 220mm, 830 km/h speed. So, yeah, little fighter, bad resilience, thing gets shot down out of the sky quite quickly. You have some D9s and you have some rocket planes, but yeah, numbers in general, relatively limited here. And you're focused on your infantry and trying to hold with that, and then use your artillery there to hold out the rocket artillery, especially, and off map. Anti-tank tab, good as well. The tank tab itself, not that great, but infantry plus support is the way to go here for the 84th, which background-wise was on in the west, yeah, at the Reichswald and the Mars, holding out against the Western Allies. And then we have the 7th Fallschirmjäger Division, and then also going up against the Western Allies. And yeah, 7th Fallschirmjäger Division only formed in 1944 out of training troops because everything had to be thrown on the front line. So mix of fresh recruits and veterans and trainers. Like KFZ here as the first one, Fallschirmjäger Spättruppe with no special units here, but FG-42s, MP-40s, Scharfschütze with the G-43 scope rifle, Fallschirmjäger Panzer, great unit from the base game as well, with Panzer MG-34. And we have Grenadier S-45 showing up again, Luftwaffenjäger, the classics, 9-man squad, have an MG, good availability, Fallschirmjäger Führer, Pioneer Führer, Fallschirmjäger Pioneers with ein TOS Flammenwerfer, ein Stoß Flammenwerfer, 46. These guys don't have much ammo, but can do flamethrower action at 1 meter range with both of these, have radar, and are pretty decent at CQC with 4 MP40s and G43s plus the flamethrowers, though those, as I said, go empty quite quickly. Classic Pioneer availability. Ready for the Panzer Fallschirmjägers being the 12-man squad with 3 FG42s, some MP40s, Fallschirmjäger with a sniper rifle and MG42s and 1 FG42, so yeah, good firepower here as well. And then the Fallschirmjäger 45 with the G43 and 2 MG42s coming up once more as well here, so beefy, strong infantry squads. You don't have endless numbers, but you have decent slots, plus some cheap Luftwaffenjäger here helping you out once more. So the Fallschirmjäger Pioneers, really interesting squad there with the quickly emptying flamethrowers, but once they have them, I think they have pretty good DPS. Stuck 4 and Tiger E's and Panther G's coming around here, so decent tank tab as well. The support tab obviously has the LG 42 and 40, the IG Gebirgs IG 18 as well, and the Stu 42 helps out as well with the fire support there and classic MGs. Anti-tank gun, Püppchen can't be missed out with Fallschirmjägers, Martyrs, Pak-43s, and a Nashorn. So you have a bit of a 88 firing here from the anti-tank tab as well. The Flak Zwilling and Flak 38, 105mm showing up here as well. So great AA. Some of the best base game AA here showing up once more. Artillery is pretty light, as to be expected as well. At least you can get some Siegfried guns to help you out with off-map. And then you have radio mortars and Nebelwerfers and 105mm artillery. So pretty classic there as well. And then in the air tab, you get a special plane as well. The Dornier 335A1 coming up next to Dornier 335A1 bomber. Focke-Wulf K4, so one of the best BF-109 K4. One of the best versions of the BF-109. 720 kmh, 30mm, 230mm. That's a pretty good plane. Bad resilience still, as a classic BF-109 has to have that. Bomber, Focke-Wulf, G3s with better bombs, and then the BF-109 with 2 big rockets. So that brings us to 26 Panzer. And that one was around in Italy, as we know from the base game, but this one is the 1945 variant, so it changes a good bit up as well. Still has some Italians in there. Decima Esploratory coming around with satchel charges. Decent for 20 points, really solid. You know, there you get the AS-42s as well. Love these things, so that's always cool. Having AA that also can work well against light vehicles and infantry. In your recon tab is great. The radio on top of it is great as well. Plus, I just love this vehicle made for the desert with the jerry cans and all. Like, such a cool desert cruiser. Completely misplaced in Italy, I would say, but still does its job okay in Steel Division. Kratz doing just fine. SDKFZ 250/9 doing pretty well as well. Panzer 3 Aufklärer, Panzer 4 Aufklärer, and a Panther Aufklärer. Infantry, you have Ersatztruppen, which are just your classics. Pioneer, Sturm Pioneer. You have Decima with the Berettas and the Beretta, really good at CQC, really okay at the mid-range as well. Panzerfaust coming around with these guys. So, yeah, solid little squad of commando units here. Grenadier Führer 45. Pioneers, Panzer Grenadier with the 7-man squad. Decima RDT have the Einstoßflammenwerfer as well with the Decima RDT. And yeah, a lot of Berettas, so good CQC. And classic Panzer Grenadiers in the end. Tanks are a bit limited. You get some of the Italians with the Stock M43 and the Stock M42 Italian variants with the 75mm guns. They are pretty okay in the base game. I think here they are, yeah, maybe a bit struggling, but still can do fine. Panther A and Panzer Force do just fine as well. Get a thumb panzer and a support Italian Stock. You get the Munitionswagen Panzer 3 as a supply unit, Sturmpanzer 4, and Stuka zu Fuß, so decent support tab. And I think Stuck M43 shows up once more. Love this thing. Two availability actually, with the naval gun here on this Panzer 4 and Nashorn. So anti-tank tab can penetrate heavier tanks as well. You get the Famos, as you should, and the great Italian 90mm, and you get them with German transport. This thing is great. It has a really fantastic rate of fire of 15 against ground targets and good pen there as well. Good accuracy too. Like, this thing is great in the base game, and it's fantastic here as well. But in the base game, you only get them with slow transports. The SDKFZ 11 is obviously not fast, but it's better than what you get with the Italians. And the Famo mounted Flak 36 is nice as well. Artillery is a nice mix of the good Italian howitzers, 105mm, 75mm, and then a couple of German ones, including the big K-18s. So nice artillery as well. And air tab is a nice mix as well, with some Italian SM-79s and Z-1007s coming up with bomb loads, and then the amazing G55. The base game, one of the best fighters, still pretty good here. 3 20mm and 2 50 cals do a lot of damage. The BF-109 K4 showing up once more. This one having bad medium resilience versus the bad resilience here, but K4 obviously a lot faster, and the opposition here is pretty strong as well. So in this mod, they are not the top air tab here, but I still love the Centauro. And then the Focke-Wulf 190 as a bomber. And that brings us to the final division, the 7th SS-Freiwilligen Gebirgs-Division. And yeah, those were fighting the partisans up here. So they are kind of similar to Rösselsprung in that form, but in this mod, both the partisans and the SS here have a couple more tools, so they are a bit more competitive, which I like. Like the base game variants, was a lot of struggle there. But you still have a lot of light tools as well. SS Gebirgsfusiliers showing up here in the standard loadout. SS Gebirgsaufklärers. You get Panzer 2s, you get the AB-43s, and you get the AB-43 with the 74mm on the open deck. And then infantry, you get a good mix as well. The Croatians here showing up with 15 Kakanos and the Domobrani. SS Gebirgsjäger coming around with the MG26, Stasche, the Padobrana with 2 ZBs and some Suomis. So that's actually a pretty decent 11-man squad. 25 points here. 3 Stormies is nice. Ostache having Beretta and Breda guns, doing okay there as well. SS Gebirgs with the jerrycan bombs. Gebirgsstreife with the 12-man squad here showing up as well. SS Reiter Jägers, Danuvias plus MG42, fanatical trait. Decent 12-man squad too. So yeah, solid infantry options. SS Gebirgsjäger 1945 having Beretta and 2 automatic rifles. So in the CQC and the mid-range 9-man squad here for 20 points, that does totally fine as well. Getting the upgraded rifles there, but losing manpower compared to the normal SS Gebirgsjäger. Tank type, you get some of the classic ones that we know with the FT-17 and some Panzer 35Ss, the weak ones that we know from Rüstungssprung, but you also get some Panzer T-34-42s, some Stück, some Panzer IV L-70 and the Panthers. And then support-wise, you get Croatian L3s with some MGs. You get the Panzer B2, Panzer 3N, some ZB-53 MGs, and an IG. And in the anti-tank tab, you get Semoventis still showing up, Pax, and yeah, Pak 38s, Pak 40 as well, and some Martyrs. AA, you get the NAC drilling, decent AA, the double drilling here, the flak feeling. AA slots really rough though. Artillery, you get the great Czechoslovak Ruby gun here, great rate of fire, and then some rocket artillery with the Nibber 42 300 and 200mm, and some 120mm mortar, double mortar actually. Okay, interesting. Double mortar half track. Okay, this should be relatively good as well. And then in the air tab, you fly some old Dorniers, you fly some old French fighters, and some BF-19 G6 R6, and at least one K4. But yeah, Dornier 17s here, not gonna have a fun time. So yeah, this is the German setup. We're gonna have a look onto the Allied side in the upcoming days as well. So if you don't want to miss that, subscribe down below. A good bit more Steel Division here coming on this channel, and let me know down below what you think about this mod. I feel like this is really feeling a bit like, not quite Steel Division 3, but like Steel Division 2.5 or 2.4, and it's really nice to have this. Like, I had a lot of fun playing with the Japanese. I had a lot of fun playing with the Soviets against some Germans. And I think if you haven't tested out this mod, you absolutely should give it a go. It's a lot of fun. See you in the next one.